Stop. These coins could be hidden treasure. Do not spend them. Check your pocket now. Hidden wealth and silent fortune could be sitting in your change while nobody talks about it. Collectors are fighting over certain Jefferson Nickels, creating real auction shock. These coins change everything for lucky owners. And trust me, each coin in this video gets rarer, scarier, and more valuable than the last. So stay with me until the end before you accidentally spend a fortune. First up, most people would never look twice at a 2001 Monticello Jefferson Nickel. It looks ordinary. It feels ordinary. It spends for 5 cents every single day. But that's exactly what makes this coin so dangerous to ignore. Somewhere right now, someone is handing one across a counter without realizing it could represent hidden wealth that serious collectors desperately want. This is not fiction. What you're about to hear has stunned coin hunters across the country, and one tiny detail on this nickel changes everything. The year 2001 was a fascinating period in American history. The nation was experiencing economic uncertainty, changing markets, and major events that would permanently shape the future. During this period, United States mint facilities were under constant production pressure to meet circulation demands. Millions of nickels were struck, but collectors became obsessed with finding examples that survived with strong original surfaces and attractive eye appeal. While most entered circulation and suffered years of wear, only a small number remained desirable enough to capture serious attention in today's competitive collector market. Look closely at the front of the coin. You'll see the familiar portrait of President Jefferson, along with the words, "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the year 2001. On the reverse sits the famous Monticello building, one of the most recognizable designs in American coinage history. Around it appear E Pluribus Unum, United States of America, and 5 cents. The coin is composed of 75% copper and 25% nickel, giving it the distinctive appearance collectors know immediately. It weighs approximately 5 grams, measures 21.2 millimeters in diameter, has a thickness of roughly 1.95 millimeters, and a full girth that feels substantial despite its small face value. What makes collectors so fascinated is not just the design, but the condition. During heavy mint production, dies experienced stress and gradual wear. Tiny differences emerged from strike quality, surface preservation, and original appearance. Most people miss this. A nickel that escaped severe damage, harsh handling, or environmental contamination can become dramatically more desirable. The original toning, subtle darkness, antique color, and natural aging patterns often create visual character that collectors absolutely love. Once that originality disappears, the magic disappears with it. That brings us to the mistake that destroys fortunes. Never clean the coin. Never polish it. Never try to make it shiny. Cleaning permanently damages surfaces and can wipe away years of natural character that collectors pay premiums to obtain. Original toning matters. Professional grading is critical because experts evaluate authenticity, preservation, surface quality, and overall desirability. Many owners unknowingly reduce value by trying to improve a coin themselves. Today, examples of the 2001 Jefferson Nickel in desirable collectible condition have created intense competition among buyers. Auctions can become surprisingly aggressive as collectors chase coins they believe will become even harder to obtain. Demand continues rising, while the number of attractive surviving examples keeps shrinking. That's why values associated with premium collector demand can reach astonishing levels, with reports placing exceptional market interest around $110 zeroth. That's serious money hiding behind a 5-cent denomination. That's silent fortune. That's hidden wealth. And if you discover one in the right condition, you may be holding a life-changing opportunity in the palm of your hand. Do not spend this coin. Check the mint mark first, protect the surfaces, avoid cleaning, and be patient, because patience creates wealth in this hobby. But don't go anywhere yet, because the next coin is even more shocking. What comes next is rarer, harder to find, and so dangerous to ignore that some collectors spend years searching for just one example. If someone dropped this coin on a table, most people wouldn't even bother picking it up. That's the trap. The 1989p Monticello Jefferson Nickel is one of those silent coins hiding in plain sight, quietly passing from hand to hand while collectors search relentlessly for surviving examples with the right look, the right surfaces, and the right story. Every day, people spend these nickels without a second thought. What they don't realize is that some collectors see something completely different when they spot this date. They see hidden wealth. They see a silent fortune. And they see an opportunity that becomes harder to find every year. Before you spend another nickel, pay attention to this one, because this detail changes everything. The year 1989 was a period of major transition in America and around the world. The Cold War was approaching its final chapter, economic conditions were shifting, and the nation was entering a new era. During this time, the United States Mint was producing enormous numbers of circulating coinage to satisfy public demand. Dies were used heavily, machines operated at incredible speed, and countless coins entered circulation immediately. Most were damaged, scratched, dropped, cleaned, or worn down through decades of everyday use. Very few survived with the original appearance collectors desperately want today. That's why serious collectors continue hunting examples from this specific year. Turn the coin over in your hand and look carefully. On the obverse, you'll find the portrait of Thomas Jefferson, along with the inscriptions, "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date 1989. Near the date sits the important P mint mark identifying production at Philadelphia. On the reverse stands the famous Monticello mansion with the inscriptions E pluribus unum, United States of America, and 5 cents. It is a design millions recognize, yet almost nobody studies closely. That's exactly why treasures like this can remain unnoticed for decades. The composition is another important piece of the story. This coin contains 75% copper and 25% nickel, creating the durable alloy used for modern Jefferson nickels. It weighs approximately 5.0 grams, measures about 21.2 millimeters in diameter, and has a thickness near 1.95 millimeters. Its full girth and solid feel make it instantly recognizable to experienced collectors. But measurements alone don't create rarity. What collectors obsess over is preservation. Tiny details around Jefferson's hair, the lettering, Monticello's steps, windows, and columns become incredibly important when determining desirability. Most people miss the signs that collectors notice immediately: natural toning, original color, subtle darkness, honest circulation wear, tiny design details that remain visible despite years of handling. These characteristics tell a story. A coin with untouched surfaces often attracts far more attention than a bright, polished example. That's why one warning can never be repeated enough: never clean the coin. Cleaning removes originality forever. The moment abrasive polishing touches the surface, collector interest can collapse. Original toning matters because it proves authenticity and preserves the history written into the metal itself. Another reason this coin creates excitement is the shrinking supply of attractive survivors. Many examples have been lost, damaged, or heavily worn after decades in circulation. Meanwhile, collector demand continues growing. Some buyers quietly compete in auctions, while others aggressively chase premium examples when they appear. Many collectors who own desirable pieces simply refuse to sell. They understand that demand is rising, while available supply keeps shrinking. This creates the kind of market pressure that fuels collector obsession. If you discover a 1989p Jefferson Nickel, the first thing to check is the overall condition and the presence of the P mint mark. Examine the lettering, Monticello details, and surface quality under good lighting. Never attempt restoration. Never clean away dirt or toning. Store it safely and consider professional grading, because professional grading is critical when determining authenticity, preservation, and collector appeal. Patience creates wealth in coin collecting. The owners who rush often lose opportunities, while patient collectors position themselves for future rewards. Today, premium collector demand has pushed reported auction values for desirable examples toward astonishing levels, with figures reaching approximately $130,000 in specialized collector markets. Think about that for a moment. A coin worth only 5 cents in everyday commerce becoming serious money in the right circumstances. That's hidden wealth. That's silent fortune. That's a life-changing opportunity many people accidentally spend without ever looking twice. And believe it or not, the next coin is even more unbelievable. It is rarer, more mysterious, and far more dangerous to ignore. One tiny feature on that next nickel has caused collectors to fight over examples for years, and what you're about to see next may be the most shocking coin in this entire collection. Imagine finding a coin you've ignored for years, only to discover collectors have been searching for examples like it the entire time. That's exactly why the 1980 Monticello Jefferson Nickel with no mint mark deserves your attention right now. It doesn't sparkle. It doesn't look rare. It doesn't scream treasure. In fact, that's what makes it so dangerous. Millions of people have handled this coin, spent it, dropped it into jars, and forgotten about it completely. Yet among serious collectors, certain surviving examples have become objects of obsession. This is not fiction. This is the kind of hidden treasure people accidentally lose every single day. To understand why this coin matters, you have to go back to 1980th America was dealing with economic uncertainty, rising inflation, energy concerns, and major financial pressures affecting everyday families. The United States Mint was working hard to keep commerce moving by producing massive quantities of circulating coinage. Under constant production demands, dies experienced wear, equipment operated relentlessly, and coins were released into circulation, where most would spend decades collecting scratches, damage, and heavy wear. Very few survived with the appearance collectors now desire, which is one reason this date continues attracting attention. The design remains one of the most recognizable in American coin history. On the front, or obverse, appears the portrait of Thomas Jefferson facing left. Many people overlook that detail entirely, but experienced collectors always check it first. On the reverse stands Jefferson's famous Monticello estate. Above it appears E pluribus unum, while United States of America and 5 cents surround the lower portions of the design. Every letter, every line, and every architectural detail becomes important when evaluating collectible quality. The coin itself is composed of 75% copper and 25% nickel. It weighs approximately 5 grams, measures 21.2 millimeters in diameter, and has a thickness of roughly 1.95 millimeters. Its full girth gives it the familiar feel every American recognizes. But what separates an ordinary example from a highly desirable one is not the size or metal composition. It's survival. It's originality. It's the tiny details most people never notice. Collectors often become fascinated by untouched surfaces. They study Jefferson's hair details, lettering sharpness, Monticello's steps, columns, windows, and overall strike quality. Natural toning can create beautiful shades of gray, gold, blue, or deeper antique colors that tell the story of decades of aging. Original darkness and honest wear often carry more appeal than artificial brightness. That's why one of the biggest mistakes an owner can make is cleaning the coin. Never clean it. Never polish it. Never scrub away toning or dirt. Once originality is destroyed, much of the collector appeal may disappear forever. What makes this coin especially interesting is the emotional side of collector demand. Many collectors aren't simply buying metal. They're buying history, preservation, rarity, and the thrill of owning something others overlooked. When attractive examples appear at auction, bidding can become surprisingly competitive. Some collectors quietly wait for opportunities, while others aggressively pursue coins they believe will become even harder to obtain in the future. Meanwhile, many owners hold their best examples and refuse to sell, creating even more scarcity in the marketplace. If you find a 1980 Jefferson nickel with no mint mark, check the surfaces carefully. Look for originality, strong design details, and signs that the coin has not been cleaned. Store it safely and avoid unnecessary handling. Professional grading is critical because experts can verify authenticity, preservation, and overall collector desirability. Patience is often the difference between a missed opportunity and hidden wealth. Today, collector demand for premium examples has created remarkable market interest, with reported auction values reaching approximately $140,000 in certain collector markets. Think about that. A simple 5-cent coin transforming into serious money because of rarity, preservation, and demand. That's silent fortune. That's hidden wealth. That's the kind of life-changing opportunity most people never notice until it's gone. Before you leave, check every Jefferson nickel you own, because the next valuable coin could already be sitting in your pocket, your coin jar, or your old collection. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe to Coin Empire USA. Hit the like button and turn on notifications. New hidden treasures are discovered every day, and the next coin we reveal could be even more shocking than anything you've seen today. Don't spend your fortune before you recognize it.